Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We are so excited to have you again. Rev.Mbaka has sent a very serious message to the President of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari. Don't forget that last week, the President, while addressing Nigerians, made Nigerians understand that they have received new equipment that will help in the fight against every form of insecurity in Nigeria. And right now, according to Mbaka, he says he has gotten a message from God, which we are going to unveil in a jiffy. And also in another news, IPOB has decided to react over the appointment of a secretary for the organization. Well, for me, such position has never been made mention by any leadership in Biafra. Whether you want to talk about when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was still around, he never made mention that there is an office called the Secretary Office and all of that. But right now, there had been these news and rumors flying around that actually there is a position that has been created and someone has been appointed into that position, and that position is that of Secretary. But IPOB has decided to react to it. We are going to hear what they have to say. But before we go on with details of the news and further analysis, we'd like to encourage you to please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button and also on the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish our videos. Now, according to the news, the spiritual director, Adoration Ministry, Enugu, Reverend Father Uche has warned President Muhammadu Buhari that the fighter's jet he is purchasing will be used to destroy the country. The cleric stated this during a sermon at his church on Sunday. According to Mbaka, Buhari should rather focus on building more industries. He said in his word that the jet you are buying are going to be used to collapse Nigeria. Please, the first person to meet President Buhari after this message should tell him that all this jet he is buying will be used against the country. God told me to tell him that. Let him stop buying more jets and begin to build more industries. Buhari, speaking last week, confirmed that we have received new equipment in our fight against any form of insecurity from our friendly countries. These assets will be deployed to accelerate the fight against insecurity in all parts of the country. And also, in another news, the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, on Sunday denied the reports making around on the social media that it has appointed former secretary to Imo State government, Uche, Onyeagocha, as its legal advisor or secretary. In a statement to newsmen by its spokesperson, a more powerful IPOB accused Governor Uzodimma of plotting to destroy political opponent, wondering why Uche, a non-member, will be appointed legal advisor. The pro-Biafra group accused Uzodimma of sponsoring such lies. According to the group, the governor and his foot soldiers are trying to implicate the former SSG as he is a strong critic of his administration, while cautioning the Imo State governor against using its platform to bring down people. IPOB also warned media organization to be wary of unverified statement credited to the group. IPOB said any media house that publishes fake news against IPOB or allow itself to be used by our enemies to publish junk and unverified statement purportedly coming from IPOB shall live in regret. We have channels of information dissemination, and any statement purportedly coming from her which did not pass through the appropriate channel shall be ignored. The group added that though the media is their friend, but they should be careful not to be used against them. Part of the statement read, IPOB doesn't operate in secret. We have our legal team, and Uche is not one of them. IPOB has also not appointed him as our secretary, as we do not have any such position in our leadership structure. Besides, appointing a non-member of IPOB into its leadership is a mark of stupidity. Biafra and the war at large must come to terms with the fact that someone is masquerading as governor is nothing but a well-known person. Wow, so much to talk about here. Now, the first one was, coming from Mbaka. Don't forget that Mbaka before now was a staunch supporter of this current administration, but all of a sudden he has changed, and is now kind of bringing bad words or bad messages from God to the president. And one begins to wonder how true all of that is. And he has made Nigerians to understand that the country should forget about the issue of buying, just to fight insecurity. Well, for me, I don't know how true it is that Mbaka says he heard from God and all of that. Enemies are meant to be fought. You need to fight your enemies to stop them. Actually, the key problem of Nigeria is insecurity. Yes, we know that it stems from a lot of things like ignoring unemployed people. When you ignore unemployed people, certainly you are calling for issues, because after a while, when they keep crying out and seeking for jobs and these jobs are not forthcoming, they will resort to doing things which may make the country insecure, So we know unemployment is one of them. But right now, there are some other key things happening that is instigating insecurity in the country. So getting more equipment to fight insecurity genuinely, in code, will be a good stride from, the government, at least, because without security, there is no state or any nation that can progress. Insecurity is one of the founding factors for development. If there is no security, then there's trouble. You understand? People will begin to scamper for a safer haven from such an environment. So for me, I don't know how true that message is, but however, I would suggest that the presidency also take that into consideration. Building of industries is overly important, considering the situation and the position of things in the country. Right now, Nigerians are facing very difficult economic moments. It has never been as tough as this. Yeah, the government is trying to do their best, but guess what? Their best is not good enough. I think they got to work more harder to ensure that they bring peace and at least reduce the rate of unemployment in the country. Is biting so hard, especially for those who have gone to school. Most of them are just littering the street, nothing to do. And when man is a very adaptable being, whenever he tries to seek ways of solving his problem. So whenever they will try no job, the next thing they'll resort to some legal tendencies that comes up in their imaginations, and they won't give a damn whether it affects the country or not. So I feel, whether it is prophecy or not, it's something to look into and integrate it into every. I mean, the budget has already been passed, but I think that should be topmost in the list of priority for this kind of administration. How to solve the problem of unemployment, even as we also work towards fighting insecurity in the country. I believe that Buhari must hear this kind of message. I wonder what his reaction will be to his call it former friend, or maybe they're still friends. But if they're still friends, he would have put a call across to let him understand this is what God is saying at the now. But I would like to leave that beside. Now let's look at this issue of secretary being appointed in IPOB. IPOB, at least little knowledge I have about IPOB is that they are, they've been working. There's no office like that. I think the only office we know so much is the media person, which Imam Powerful is currently occupying. And then we have, I think, Director of States, then the leader himself. Outside these few positions that is known to the public, I don't think there's any other position like secretary position. And they mentioned the name of the person, one Uche Onyeagocha. That he is the secretary of IPOB. Well, they have debunked it, because debunking it is a pointer to the fact that such position does not exist. Let's leave it there.